In last week's message, I told the story of the rich young ruler who approaches Jesus and asks how he might inherit eternal life. I also told the story of my father's conversation with God and my dad's response, "Yes, Lord, anything but go to Africa." It all ended well for my father. He said yes to God and heard God laugh as he realized that God didn't want or need him to go to Africa. He just wanted him to say yes, to be all in, to give his whole heart. I wondered this question out loud about the rich young ruler. What riches would he have gained had he simply said yes to Jesus? Would Jesus have said, "I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I just want all of you. I just want you to come and follow me and be my disciple." The story is found in the 18th chapter of Luke, and we are studying this book in our men's Bible study on Friday mornings. This week I was pleasantly surprised to find the answer to my question about the rich young ruler at the beginning of the 19th chapter in the story of Zacchaeus. There are amazing similarities and striking differences between the two men and their stories. Both are quite wealthy. Both are seeking out Jesus. The rich young ruler is a man of integrity, a rule follower who has kept all of the commandments from his youth. Zacchaeus is a scoundrel. In fact, he is the chief scoundrel among scoundrels as the local chief tax collector. The rich young ruler approaches Jesus with a question and a desire to receive from him. Zacchaeus simply wants to see Jesus. The rich young ruler believes he is close to the qualifications for inheriting eternal life and walks away in sadness when he discovers that the one thing he lacks is something he is unwilling to give. He is unwilling to part with his riches. Zacchaeus, on the other hand, is so ready, so committed to seeing Jesus that he throws caution to the wind, and with childlike excitement, he runs ahead of the crowd and climbs a sycamore tree to guarantee that he will get to see Jesus. And unlike the rich young ruler, he does not walk away disappointed. When Jesus arrives at the spot under the sycamore tree, he looks up and does something that he didn't do for the rich young ruler. He calls Zacchaeus by name. He sees into his heart and calls him by name. "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." The rich young ruler wants into heaven. Jesus wants into Zacchaeus and into his home. While the rich young ruler is unwilling to part with his wealth, Zacchaeus doesn't have to be asked. He voluntarily stands before the Lord and says, "Here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I have cheated anybody out of anything, and trust me, that's a big if for the tax collector, I will pay it back 4 times the amount." And Jesus says to him, "Today, salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham." Jesus proclaims the blessing of Abraham over Zacchaeus and all of his household. You see, Jesus cares less about where we have been and more about where we are going. He wants a relationship with us. He wants to come and stay in our homes and in our hearts. He wants to call us by name. Our relationship with Jesus is less about what we can get and more about what we can give. Can you imagine how the life of Zacchaeus changed when he started giving it all away and paying back all that he had taken? When he started loving his neighbor as himself? It was as though his heart grew 2 sizes that day. He went from getting to giving. And he gives us the answer to what I originally thought was a rhetorical question. What wealth would the rich young ruler have gained had he just said yes to Jesus? More than you can ask or imagine. My prayer for you today is that you hear him call you by name, that you say yes, and that you give him your whole heart. Let it be so.